Sorry about that, guys. I accidentally hit the stop button instead of the stop screen share button, but I am going to just basically go continue off where I last ended on the previous video. So the document that I created for you guys on there is going to be available in the Facebook group for free, but it's going to be managed by 6 admins because I don't have the time to help every single person with this situation. But I do think that the document is really critical for people to understand where they're at in their business and how they can grow to where they want to go. So I apologize for disconnecting, guys, but I am going to allow. So now we're going to go over we're going to do Q&A. If you guys have any questions on how it works, I'm happy to answer questions now. Okay, let's do this. So as far as understanding where you're at and where you're wanting to go and then working backwards, I think that's the best way to accomplish any goals. So just wanted to make it clear to you guys that it is going to be available, but it's going to be run by 6 admins in the reseller fam, which is the Facebook group that I started. So I started the group, but it's not going to be my group. I have 6 admins. I'm going to share the responsibilities and the duties with everybody. So if you guys want to join reseller fam on Facebook, it's going to be awesome and epic. I'll have all the resources in there for you guys. They won't cost any money, but if you want access to the document, it does take a ridiculous amount of time to maintain, so it's going to cost money. So I will have 6 admins to help with that, and they are also going to help with the live event. So let's go ahead and jump straight into questions. Yeah. So Mike is asking, can you give us a layout so you can do it yourself? Sure. If it's worth your time to make it, then you can just go back to the previous video and screenshot it. But I mean, it honestly took me 200 hours to make that. So if it's not worth 20 bucks to you, then just go back and screenshot it and take a look. But it took an unbelievable amount of time to make that. So let's see here. Side Hustle Resellers is saying, you keep hitting limits. Do you have to wait a week to request a bigger limit? I recommend staying patient and listing higher dollar amounts in the beginning or bundling just to get started. It doesn't take that long. When I started in October, I had a 100 limit cost and or 100 item limit. And then I called, I think 3 or 4 times a month and slowly increased it. And now that store, my bigger store, has like a $200,000, 20,000 item limit. And low key Husky, when I started, because I was grandfathered in, it had the same limits as my bigger store, but there was a PayPal. I was in PayPal jail for probably 45 days. So for 45 days, I had to wait 21 days for the money to go back into it. Luckily, I was sourcing super cheap stuff and listing stuff from friends and family to get it going. Otherwise, that would have been tough with the cash flow. So again, just be patient when you're just getting started. Work on setting up your business, work on developing relationships with people around you, start calling some wholesalers, figure out what you can do for sourcing, because that's the name of the game. The relationship you have with sourcing is what you should be spending your time on. I had a really good honey hole Goodwill that I was getting 90% of my inventory on, and that relationship is probably worth $10,000 because me not having to sort, they held the items that I wanted. I don't have that relationship anymore, so I have to go back out and build relationships again, look at wholesale, look at liquidation. Again, depending on where you live, there's different opportunities, but just be patient with your limits increasing because you want to maintain top rated seller if you can. I don't even have top rated seller in either of my stores because I grew too fast. So I don't recommend you do that. Take your time. Anything worth doing is worth doing right. You can't have a baby in a week. Like, take your time, spend time. I think it'll take you 9 months to a year to really get a grasp of how to do eBay. If you're doing it for a while, it might be worth your time to slow down. It took me probably, I don't know, 1,000 hours of working on this hardcore over the last 7 months, every day, thinking about this all day to come up with a strategy that really has been working for me. Awesome. Yeah, if you're in the Bay Area, hit me up and hopefully you can check out with me. We can have lunch I've met up with tons of resellers, and I'm also doing a reseller fam event in March with 500 people. So if you guys want to know more information on that, just stay tuned. But we will be holding a live event, probably Kansas City, because it's more localized for the country. Let's see what other questions are there. Antonio's checking in from Australia. Awesome. I think it's 9 a.m. there. Actually, I don't know what time it is in Australia, but this time, if you're in my Patreon group, you can actually join this call. I haven't figured out the encoder yet for Zoom, which is the system that I use, but you'll be able to join. So that'll make it really cool being able to talk. Let's see, Pedro's saying it takes a year of hardcore to make 6 figures net. I mean, it depends on your inventory and your capital and how good you are at selling and your connection. If you have unlimited money and you live in an area that's known for wholesale and your friend helps you, you could make 6 figures day one. But if you live in the middle of the country and there's nothing around you and you don't have very much money and you don't know anybody that resells and you don't have social media, it's going to be very, very hard to make a living or net six. You will never net 6 figures if that's your situation. So it just depends on what's going on. Cricket's back is hurting from the work intensity. The drafting table, I am going back to that, even though I list a lot faster on the ground, just because it's less back pain. And smooth is fast. So if you have to take a break because your back hurts, that's not as good as working slower, but your back doesn't get hurt. Let's see. You can do flat lays on a drafting table, which saves your back. So Wash by Waves can list 10,000 items for 60,000 a month. Oh, that's your listing? Yeah, I mean, it just depends on your setup. And some people can, I have the capacity to list 1,400, 1,500 items myself. That's really the limit. I can't really list more than that per month without wanting to do some self-destruction, because that's a lot. Listing 50 items a day is a muscle. I've been building that muscle since January. So listing 50 items for me is like listing 1 item for some people, because I have been working on it so long that I'm really in a groove. I can definitely list 20 items an hour sometimes if they're all the same, and I can copy the same template. Let's see. Yeah, guys, yoga is awesome. You guys want to see my calendar? This will give you guys an idea of what's going on. So this is my calendar, guys. It's completely booked out. I have my sleep set up. I work out 7 days a week now in the morning. I have 13 mastermind calls with 5 people each. I have 3 dates with my girlfriend that are planned out and blocked off. I hit garage sales on Saturday morning, and then Sunday I do flea markets half the day, and I do listing the other half of the day. So 13 calls, and then I'm sourcing between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. every single day, and it doesn't stop. So I literally am doing something related to this 24/7, or when I'm with my girlfriend, I usually don't even bring my phone, just so that I'm not tempted to not focus on her. Cool, so let's go back to the chat. But yeah, my schedule is completely booked, and so I know exactly what I'm gonna do now, and my eBay store is gonna explode, guys. It's gonna grow really, really fast now that I have a schedule. Before I had a schedule, it was extremely difficult because I didn't know when I was working on eBay. But now I know, so it should move really, really fast. Jennifer's asking, on one of my videos, I mentioned a program that creates a shortcut for typing words. It's called Text Expander. I'm gonna put it, it's in my Launchpad, but it's called Text Expander, and that's gonna be a tool that you wanna use right away. There's also free tools you don't have to pay for. I paid like the $50 for a permanent lifetime subscription. I think that subscription's over. I think it's now $4 a month for that service. How long did it take me to schedule my schedule? It took me probably 25 hours to figure out all the stuff that I wanted in my life, and then I put it all in my calendar. So now it's just a matter of time to get what I want, because I put it all into my calendar. Yes, so just search text shortcuts, and you'll be able to find it in the App Store or Google Play. I actually don't know who won my IG giveaway. I'll take a look at it later. But yeah, as far as my schedule goes, there is also scheduled downtime in there. So it's not just going, I'm not going the entire time. There are times during that schedule where I am relaxing. But for me, relaxing means fully relaxing and not thinking about work. So uh, oh yeah, I think Big Drift Thrift is in Alaska. It's really important to put time into your relationships, because if you don't, they're going to be destroyed. Like I'm from Utah, so a lot of my friends are married, and I would say probably 10% of my friends that are married are already divorced. I am 32. I'm almost 33 years old, and so it's like they got married in their early 20s for the most part, and so people change. This is not like a relationship channel, but my point is they became different people and they stopped putting work into their relationship. They don't have scheduled time with their spouse or their significant other at all. And then if you add in a bunch of kids, then you're really neglecting your significant other, and that's very, very tough. I'm very blessed right now to not have. I'm not married and I don't have any kids, which gives me a ton of time to work on a $500,000 a year income. Right? For some people, they only have a few hours a day to work on this. I just want to let you know, if you only have a few hours to work on it, you need to know how many items you can list per hour. And you need to know how much capital you have, so you can realistically come up with a number of how much you're going to make. So reselling, in my opinion, is around 28 bucks an hour. I know people will say whatever, but I think it's around 28 bucks an hour. For most people, unless you have a really good source, it's just the same as a regular job. I think most people make 28 bucks an hour, but they work 60 hours a week, and that's how they're making their bills work as a reseller, because they're not counting all the time it takes to drive somewhere, the time to prep items, the time to clean items, adjusting their photography, all the YouTube they watch. I mean, when you factor all that stuff in, I really do think it's around 28 bucks an hour. That's just my thought. I don't know if you guys can weigh in the chat. The guys have been reselling for a longer time, and let me know how much you think reselling nets you. But for me, it's around 28 bucks an hour. Um, I just work 80 hours a week on it, so it's making me good money. But it's definitely not more than that for me. So let me know. I'm counting in everything. I'm counting the sourcing time, the prep, the shipping. I'm counting all my driving. Eric is saying he spent a total of 25 hours on his relationship. Over what period of time? But yeah, guys, put some time into your relationships. Put your time into your schedule. So for me, I want to make my calendar sacred. If it's on my calendar, it's going to happen. That's what I want to happen. Thank you very much, Wade, for the super chat. That is awesome. Guys, Wade's also in my Patreon group, so it's totally not necessary for you to also tip me. But I really recommend that you guys spend a huge amount of time working on your schedule and just prioritize what you want and put it in there. And yeah, that's true. Also, picking for profit. I'm sorry I didn't get to hang out with you when I went to Chicago. We need to spend some time together. I'll come visit. We'll go out picking. Uh, Guys, Picking for Profit has a great channel. I'm learning a lot about photography from him, so take a look at it. As far as being a creator, guys, it's 2017. There's a lot of opportunities to make money. I made a video on 10 different streams of income that I'm working on. It's all related. It's all related to helping other people. So all the things that I'm doing are focused on specific people. The time I have blocked off is for my girlfriend. The time I have blocked off for individual coaching, I'm helping people develop their own channels. Like for Wade, Wade can text me a question anytime and say, hey, what do you think of my banner? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? What do you think of my video? And then guys, even though my calendar's full, I still have plenty of time because I have priorities. I can watch 20 hours of YouTube and still get all my stuff done because I'm doing it while I'm listing. So it just depends on how you organize your time. I'm listing 30 hours a week right now, still, on top of all this other stuff. And I have 13 mastermind calls and I have 3 dates with my girlfriend. But okay, That being said, it's still a lot less time than having kids or a wife. That's a lot of work. Um, thank you, Rose. I appreciate this. Let's see here. Scott, what's up, guys? Scott McFarland is in the chat. He's the one that named me 10K on the Bay. I'm forever grateful for that. I think Wade just put up another video. I'll have to check it out later. He texted me. And then another tip that's been really good for me is this: just at realizing that not getting to my phone is gonna end in something bad. So for example, 25 people will text me while I'm listing, right? And I can't get back to those 25 people. And one person's gonna have something urgent like, should I buy this purse? Let me know right now. And I'm not gonna get back to them until 3 hours later when I'm done listing. And I just have to be okay with that. I have to tell them, you know what, I apologize. I hope you made the right decision in buying it. You know, I can't always get back to that person right away, but that's something I have to deal with if I want to get my priorities set up, which is the 350 dealership, 350 listings a week. I have to get that done. Let's see. And yes, I am going to do a quarterly, oh, not me, but the reseller fam, which is the Facebook group, is going to do a quarterly meetup. So I think one's going to be West Coast, one's East Coast, one's Central, and one's in Florida. So that'll be 4 different quarterly events. And then the one big event, which is going to be in Kansas City, I believe. I'm going to do a couple of shows with the admins of my Facebook group. There'll be 6 people helping out with that. Also, I think that the launch pad that I made is probably the most useful thing I've ever seen on YouTube related to reselling. I honestly believe that. I've consumed like every single reseller's information. I think that document is more useful than any of it, because you can put in where you're at, where you want to go, and it tells you what to do. I mean, there's really nothing more useful than that. It's like a roadmap for what to do. Yeah, Scott is doing a lot of different estate sales, moving sales, downsizing sales. He's really cool, guys. You guys should follow Scott McFarland. Reach out, network with people, and they'll give you an idea of what's going on. And guys, networking is the name of the game. The stuff smells like old people. Guys, I think the thrift store here in California, the thrift stores smell like old people, but the clothing smells like fresh laundry. At least the stuff that I sell is, I sell a lot of career clothing for men and women, and it smells freshly laundered. I think that people here gain weight and then they have to donate their clothing because it doesn't fit anymore. That's just my theory. I don't know. You guys should put in the chat if you guys think that if you're, does all your stuff smell like old people? My stuff smells like fresh laundry for the most part. Yeah, guys, I did that pizza event in Chicago and it was a blast. Shout out to Ryan, the Ecom Hustle, for helping me put that together. That was really incredible. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry about that, just answering a quick text. And I'm gonna be doing a call. I'm getting off right at 5 o'clock so I can do my call with the Clutch Swag, Kevin, OSS Empire, Sam, and Prince P Biz, and also Hustle at Home Mom is the newest member of the Monday call. So that should be really excellent, guys. I'm still looking for 2 more girls to be in that mastermind call that's public, because I just want a good balance of 3 women and 3 men, just so we can get a nice, well-rounded reselling idea, because I think men and women sell different things for the most part. Let's see. That's true. I mean, Danny is saying that their Salvation Army washes their clothes because they smell nice. I don't know. It just depends on what you guys think. Noelle's saying that her kid was complaining that her blanket smelled like a thrift store. Well, I mean, did you at least wash it first? I'm just kidding. You probably washed it first. Your bin smells like the south end of it. That's funny. Uh, wow, guys, there's a lot of really cool chat going on amongst the members. And again, it's really cool to actually network with the people that you know, reach out. Guys, I think I know most of the people who are influencers in the reselling community, and that took time. I spent a lot of time developing these relationships and a lot of time building my calendar, and now I can just execute. I think over the next 3 months, my store is going to triple because I now I know exactly when I'm working on my eBay store. So my store is going to grow at least 350 listings a week because I have the muscle to list 50 items a week. And you guys need to develop that skill over time. It's not something that's going to immediately work for you. Um, Start with 1 listing a day, then 2, then 4, then 5. It's the same as weight training. It's the same as running. Start at 1 and keep going. Cat urine is a really bad smell for clothing, Cricket. That happened. There was one of my items that smelled like cat urine, and it infiltrated like the 4 other items that were around it. I had to air those out in the sun. For me, leaving items out in the sun removes most of the odor. I don't know if that happens with you guys. You know what? After I go to the Goodwill, I have dark black rings around all the areas that I use to touch clothing in the racks and the hangers. There's like black. My hands are disgusting after the Goodwill. I don't know what you guys are like, but it is hardcore. Whenever I'm in thrifting, it's pretty gross. You wash a quarter of the clothes. That's a good idea. If you want to wash the stuff that's $30 or more, that was sort of my threshold. If it's over 30, I'll wash it. If not, usually not. Also depends on your demographic. If you're selling only nice stuff, I think you should wash it. It just depends. Bins are a love-hate relationship. Yeah, I can see that. And guys, if you could put an hourly rate on reselling, I wanna see what you guys think. How much money do you think you make reselling? I think it's 28 bucks an hour. So when I see people that do 100K, that's 2 people working full time. That's how you make 100 grand on eBay, because it's like $28 an hour is 56,000 a year. If you were to work the entire, a nice 40-hour week, get reasonably good stuff, you're okay at sourcing, you have a decent sell-through rate, you're gonna make 50 grand net. And then if your significant other helps, you can bump that up to 100,000 net. And this is just a normal person. So I just want to see what you guys think. $24 an hour, 20 an hour. Karen steams her clothing, by the way. That's a good idea. Minimum wage. Ryan doesn't make any money because he doesn't resell and it's not worth the effort. You guys know, well, Ryan, this is interesting to you. I want to ask your opinion or what you guys think. I can hire people to get my items listed for $10 an hour. The skills required to do what I do to resell is $10 an hour. So that means I could net 18 bucks an hour in theory if I start scaling. But as you start scaling, the economies of scale start kicking in too. You start getting stuff that's, you start making bulk purchases. As you build more capital, you can now start buying wholesale. You could do private label for Amazon. You could diversify into multiple streams of income. You could do some wholesale. Then your hourly really starts to grow, but you need helpers. Let's see here. Yeah, I have 6 moderators set up for the Facebook group. It's going to be awesome. Debbie's saying around 30 bucks. DJ says numbers kill him. 25 cents an hour. That's awesome. Let's see. I guess for $10 an hour, you could just work at Starbucks. I'd rather work at Starbucks for only $10 an hour. At least you get benefits part-time. Oh, you mean chat mods? I could do that. I can make some of you guys a moderator. The people that are always in the chat, I appreciate it. I'm gonna make some people some moderators. Stephen B is the man. You guys are welcome to block people that you don't like. I'm taking this advice from Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is a popular podcaster and talk show host. He's been on TV for like 20 years. He said that the best way to handle people is just to be nice, period. So that's much easier. I'm just gonna be nice to everyone. Even if they're talking shit to my face, still gonna be nice, because it's just a one rule policy, be nice to everyone. Let's see, this is actually water. I should be repping some products that I got in the mail instead of using this Hydro Flask that doesn't benefit anyone except for Hydro Flask. You guys should support all the creators that you know. Let's see. Some people pay helpers a flat amount per listing. Yeah, I mean, there's certain tasks. There's sourcing, there's prepping, there's listing, there's shipping, there's customer service. You can hire out all these different things for $10 an hour for the most part. Also, you can. I'm gonna make Karen an admin too, because we bonded in Chicago. But again, it just depends on how organized you are. If you're going to run an actual business, it's pretty enticing. In my opinion, reselling is one of the most reasonable businesses to build. You could build a legitimate resale business with 20 to 30 grand, which is cheaper than any brick and mortar ever. 20 to 30 grand. You could build a really, really solid full-time income as a reseller, put money away for the bank, actually have benefits. But it's going to be roughly 28 bucks an hour, unless you're really, really good at sourcing, guys. That's the number one thing. If you're really good at sourcing, you can make more than 28 bucks an hour. If you're an average sourcer, I think that's where you're going to be at. I know, I'm just going to give out the mods like crazy. Let's see. Yeah, Karen's awesome. She's in a unique situation where she has a lot of time, but again, you need to trade your money for more time once you start getting more capital, because that's going to help free up your time to do higher worth tasks like sourcing. Sourcing is the top task. If you were friends with the person that handled GoPro returns, right? So GoPro is a massive company. If you handled the company returns for GoPro and the items are selling for $200 on eBay, and you know the person that's in charge of returns, and they're like, hey, Chris, I have 30,000 GoPros available for $60. Do you want them? They sell for 180 on eBay, right? If you had that connection, you don't need other stuff except for the capital to buy the GoPros. Connection wins. Whoever has the best relationships wins in reselling, guys. Also, if you guys want to be good at social media, you should just befriend all the influencers, because if they constantly shout you out, your business is going to grow because they've already built an audience. So like Wade's Ventures, you guys should go to his channel and subscribe, not just because Wade's a cool guy, but his content's actually really good. So if I say that all the time, all the people in my groups will start to go that direction. So it's worth your time to connect with people, especially influencers. And influencers in the wholesale industry would be even better. Yeah, Ryan, I'm spending 9 to 4 every single day working on sourcing. So a lot of that is wholesale. And I have a wholesale account on eBay that I don't even share with you guys. So Ryan, I am doing wholesale because you can hack time with that. Let's see. Nice. Steven already has more time than money, or more money than time. Oh, actually the opposite. You gotta eat ramen until you have more money than time. Let's see here. Connections are everything. What am I going to implement in my business that will have the biggest impact? Employee listers will have the biggest impact, because, and I'll explain why. Right now, I'm spending 30 hours a week listing 350 items. Okay, so if I hire somebody for $700, which is $2 a listing, I get those 30 hours back. So I just increased the amount of time that I can go sourcing and buy stuff wholesale and etc. So that would be the biggest improvement for me. Um, Hopefully that's useful, drummer. Yeah, I think the top ramen diet is key. You guys gotta, but I mean, even better than top ramen would be beans and rice. I think that's just as cheap and it won't kill you. Are we still talking about cat urine, guys? We got to move on from that. Let's see here. But yeah, if you guys could also like the video, that would be great. I don't usually do a lot of asking for that, but I would appreciate it if you like and subscribe. And I think let me know what other content you're needing, and I'm going to build it into the Launchpad. So I'm just going to share that one more time before I take off today. So guys, in my Launchpad, I'm going to be working on a how-to series, how to set up every single thing in eBay, how to set up your business, how to do accounting, how to ship everything, how to price things, how to do best offer, how to set your eBay goals, how much should you charge for shipping, how to hire an employee using a virtual assistant, how to hire somebody locally, all that good stuff. I'm going to go over step-by-step how to list items. I'm going to have resources for Q&A live topics with different people. I'm going to go over productivity stuff to save you time. I'm going to go over reseller spotlight series so you can watch how tons of different people resell, and then all the equipment you need. Hopefully that'll help you guys a lot. And then also the goal document in there will help you keep track of where you're at and where you're going. And yeah, guys, I'm going to hop off because I have a 5 o'clock call. I appreciate everybody's time. If you have any questions, always reach out to me, 10kmthebay@gmail.com. Everyone have a great night. Peace and love. And I'm going to upload the video with Ashley and everybody later this evening. So everybody have a good one. See ya.